Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Today in this video, I'm going to be telling you in my opinion, the 4 types of carbs that I feel like you should add into your diet. And these are the 4 types of carbs that has helped me get to 12% body fat, as you can see within the screen right here. So the first thing would be, the first type of carb I feel like it's a must. You must have this within your diet. Is potatoes. Potatoes, whether that's white potatoes, sweet potatoes, red potatoes, as long as it's a potato, you should have that within your diet, because firstly is due to a lot of reasons. I can list out as many reasons as I want. So the first thing would be is simply because it's a complex carbohydrate, meaning it will help you slow down your digestion and therefore help you to keep you fuller for longer, and also has quite a lot of fiber in it as well, because obviously it's a complex carbohydrate and it's very nutrient dense. And such as, sweet potatoes, it has vitamin C. For me, the best type of sweet potato to have is definitely sweet potatoes, but white potatoes, if you enjoy having that more, then yeah, go for that one. But like I said, it's got good nutrients in it. It's a complex carbohydrate helping you with your digestion, and it's very, very low in calories. So you can literally have a lot of it within your plate and it will look like you're eating a lot within your plate. So it will just add a lot of volume within your plate. And a great thing about having potatoes is you can never ever get bored of it. Like you can switch with your cooking methods. You can do one day in air frying it, another day baking it, or another day just another day roasting it, etc. You can chop it into small pieces, just air fry it. It will look like you're having a lot of it within your plate. And since it's very low in calories, like I said, it comes in a very low cost in calories as per 100 grams as well, compared to especially rice. Potatoes, you can, like, the same amount of calories for the potatoes and for the rice. The same amount of calories for the potatoes and the rice, they'll have different portion, like the portion size will be very different. Because with the same amount of calories for the potatoes and the rice, you're gonna have more volume within your plate if you have potatoes instead of rice with the same amount of calories. So that's why you'll see a lot of people out there recommending to you guys to be having potatoes instead of rice, especially. Now you can have rice if you want, if it helps you stay adherent, but me personally, I wouldn't have rice, since even though it is a complex carb, it does digest quite fast, or I should say faster compared to potatoes. So that's why a lot of people out there would recommend having potatoes instead of rice, especially if you want to get this lean. Trust me. So the great thing about it is, you can, like I said, you can alternate between your cooking methods. So it will just make you feel like you're eating variety, even though you're not. And it'll make it easier for you to stick to your plan, to stick to having potatoes within your diet. If you get bored of having air fried potatoes, you can just switch to having them baked, or microwave them, whatever you want to do, or you can just stick to the same cooking method if you really enjoy air frying your potatoes, or just baking it if you like having it baked more than air frying it, having it into fries. Whatever cooking method is best for you, and whatever is best for you, as long as you just have sweet potatoes within your diet, you won't regret having it, trust me. So that's the first type of carb. Now the second type of carb for me is oats. It has to be oats. And yes, it doesn't really, depending on the brand, obviously, it can be quite high in calories, but you can easily, have a lot of oats and just reduce your calories with other foods, such as, having lean sources of protein instead of fattier sources of protein. And therefore it'll allow you to save up calories for having more oats. But either way, they're not really that high in calories. You can still have a lot of it, to be fair, and they're very beneficial, help to replenish. You can even have them, before your workout or after your workout, because it'll help to replenish muscle glycogen. So therefore you're going to be having better training performance, and it'll more likely help you lose fat and therefore maintain muscle. If it obviously assuming that you're in a calorie deficit and you're having a high protein diet. But other than that, it will help to improve your gym performance. And also, it's very high in fiber, meaning you can have a lot of it, and a lot of it within your plate, helping your plate to be getting filled out. And the great thing about it is it's very, very versatile. You can have a lot of it. You can have your oats in different ways. You can blend them into smoothies. You can have it with your porridge. You can make pancakes with these. You can blend it, making it into oat flour. Have oat flour as one of your ingredients for your pancakes instead of having just plain flour. And you can also blend it into smoothies. You can add honey into your porridge to make the oats taste better. So oats is a very good source of carbohydrate to have, because like I said, it's very high in fiber, helping you stay fuller for longer, making you less likely feeling like the snack between your meals, and it will just help you just stay fuller for longer. And therefore it does provide also a lot of nutrients, quite a lot of nutrients in there as well. So yeah, oats, I would highly recommend having it within your diet and as a type of carb to be having within your meal plan. So that's the second one. Now the third one would be fruits. Has to be fruits. Fruits needs to be in this list because it's naturally high in and has natural sugars in it, meaning it will help to satisfy your sweet cravings, because since it's naturally high in sugars, depending on the fruit obviously that you have, it will just help to reduce your sweet cravings, and is a very great replacement to have for the processed refined sugars. And therefore this will help you stay adherent within your plan, and you're just more likely not feel like falling off the plan. And they're very tasty, it's very naturally sweet, especially the watermelon, the bananas, and pears. What else? Kiwis as well, especially. And they're very nutrient dense, obviously depending on the fruit that you have. They're very nutrient dense. Some fruits will be more nutrient dense than others, and some fruits will be more, naturally will be way more sweeter than other fruits, such as bananas, kiwis, apples, pears, the list goes on. And they're very high in fiber as well, and like I said, that's depending on the fruit that you have. But either way, all fruits do have a good amount of fiber in them. It's just some fruits have more fiber in them than others, such as berries, and as well as more nutrients in them, such as more antioxidants. Some containing vitamin C. Obviously it doesn't matter what fruit you have, just find fruits that you enjoy having. But I would really highly recommend adding berries and kiwis into your diet, because they're the most satiating fruit out there, and they help to they have the most amount of fiber and most amount of nutrients in there. But just find fruits that you enjoy having, and yeah, it will just help you to stay adherent to your meal plan and within your diet, especially when trying to get this lean, trust me. Now, the fourth thing would be vegetables. It can be mixed veg, stir-fried vegetables, mushrooms, kale, broccoli, frozen spinach, baby spinach, cucumbers, tomatoes, whatever vegetable it is, as long as it's a vegetable, it's that's just great for me, you know, and it's great for you as well, because they're very, very low in calories, meaning you can have a lot of it within your plate, and therefore you can just volume max. It can just help to add more volume within your plate. So it will just make you feel like you're volume maxing within your meals. And that's why vegetables is a very, very good food to have within your diet, because it will just help you, you know, stay fuller for longer. And since they're high in fiber, and it will just help you with your digestion, because they will help, and because since it's rich in fiber, it will help to it will help digest that food very slowly, and therefore you're going to start to feel more fuller for longer, help you to keep you more satiated, and therefore you're just less likely going to feel like snacking within your meals. So yeah, and as well as also, you know, has a good source of vitamins and minerals in there. And yeah, it's just a very, very, comes in a very very low cost of calories per 100 grams especially. And yeah, it's just, and it's, you can never really go wrong with vegetables, because yeah, it just helps you to stick to your plan very easily, as well as the other types of carbohydrates that I just mentioned as well. So in my opinion, these are the 4 types of carbohydrates you should be having within your diet, because it will just help you to stay adherent within your meal plan. It will just make fat loss so much easier, and it will just help eliminate your diet fatigue as well. Because if you experience diet fatigue, unless if you're at a very, very low body fat percentage, if you're like 12 to 30% or below, then you're going to have to start looking at your diet and finding out the reason why you're experiencing diet fatigue, you know, cravings all the time, because it could come at a very high cost of a reason of the foods that you're eating. So look at the foods that you're eating. If you don't have fiber, if you don't have foods that help you keep you satiated, especially the carbs, especially of the ones I just listed out, then you may have to just start to implement these foods as part of your diet and part within your meal plan. So apply this, and so apply these foods within your diet, and watch how much easier fat loss is going to be. So yeah, as well as obviously having a high protein rich diet and being in the calorie deficit, it will make fat loss so much easier. So yeah, that's it from me. If you found this video helpful, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If not, then the fact that you've watched this video is good enough for me. Thanks for watching as always. I'll see you lot in the next video.